It only takes one night to get your life back. Seriously, so many people think that the quality of their lives is out of their control, and this video will tell you exactly how to take it back. Firstly, going over the method that you will use tonight to take your life back, and then I'll explain the one step that's most important for all of this to come together. And for those who don't want to give themselves any chance of failure, I'm going to go over why it's just so hard to focus these days and outline the exact steps you can take to fix it. Literally just copy what I explain and you'll notice such a huge improvement in your enjoyment of life as well as your productivity. So many people who have accomplished big and meaningful things in their lives have been in places similar to you. So ask yourself, if you truly want to stop feeling like you're drifting through your days and you want to make a change in your life, if you'll give this video a chance. And if it helps, consider pushing some buttons to get the video out there to more people and help me make more of these in higher quality. With that being said, the man I want to talk about in this video is Quentin Tarantino. You might have heard of him. He's the heavily acclaimed movie director who's been extremely influential. And now you might be thinking, how is Quentin Tarantino related to fixing my life? Well, there's something called the Tarantino Method. See, years ago, Tarantino had worked in a video store as a clerk for 5 years. And it was a respectable job, but it pales in comparison to who he became, and it wasn't what he wanted. And it all started when one night he had a realization that he was wasting his life being complacent as a video store clerk instead of chasing his passion to make movies. And I bet that sounds familiar to you. There's something that you want to chase, but you haven't got it started for whatever reason, for whatever excuses. And that's the whole idea. That night, he decided to cut out his excuses. He created what's known now as the Tarantino Method, and you just need a pen, a notebook, and the peace and silence that comes with being the only person awake in the middle of the night. It will allow you to think clearly and be brutally honest with yourself. So we took this pen and notebook and he spent the entire night writing down actionable steps to move forward to what he truly wanted to do with his life. He wrote down the excuses he was making that he told himself when he was trying to accomplish these dreams. And the whole idea behind this was to be completely and brutally honest with himself, to give himself no excuses. He wrote down the ones that he usually made and he found solutions. And so you have to remember to do this. Remember that you gain nothing from lying to yourself, and if you do, you'll stay in this hole forever. So maybe you've done something similar before, but the beauty of this method is that Tarantino didn't sleep. So don't get me wrong, sleep is super important, but to get himself out of that repetitive rut, rather than going back to sleep into his usual routine, he broke that pattern and he forced himself to stay awake and spend the last couple of hours writing out a solid plan. And he stuck with it. Look how far that took him. And so these human beings are just like me and you, but the only difference between us and him is that he decided to do something about it. And sometimes that means doing something extreme like this. So after you write out those big ambitions, writing out all the excuses and creating a plan, you have to stick with it and do the work. You see, the hardest part about doing any sort of task is getting started on it, whether it's a 1-hour study session or it's a 1-month-long passion project. And the part where most people fail isn't when they try, it's before they try. And it really is a shame how many wonderful ideas are lost simply because people are worried about starting. While making a plan is a good idea because it provides some structure and direction for you, you need to realize that nothing ever goes perfectly according to plan. And so you will have some kind of hiccups along the way, which you did not account for, or some part of the project that you haven't figured out how to do before you started. But what matters is starting in the first place, because oftentimes you'll find that these hiccups and unsolved problems do get resolved along the way. You probably just haven't started and tried to get there in the first place. So afraid of failure, you didn't even start, which is one of the saddest forms of failure, to be honest with you. This isn't to say doing something guarantees success, but with persistence, you really can overcome most issues, and the learning experiences will be incredible for you. It's just that persistence is an ability that we've lost in this age of instant gratification, but that's a conversation for another time. My point being that the most important thing to do is just to start. Now, I talked about projects a lot, and this applies to studying as well. I know it as the 10-minute rule, but the idea is that the first 10 minutes of a task will be the hardest, but once you get into a flow, the rest will feel effortless in comparison, time will feel faster, and oftentimes you'll end up enjoying it. Remember this, because I'll bring it up later when I give you the exact steps to guarantee improvement. Just before I get to that though, I need to talk about dopamine. Yes, I know, buzzword, but just hear me out for a second, because it's one of the most important things you need to understand to be able to take your life back. Dopamine is a chemical in your brain that rewards you for certain tasks by making you feel good. The general idea of social media or fast food or other unhealthy habits, borderline addictions, is to hijack this system in your brain to keep you coming back for more. You should feel violated hearing this information, and I covered the scary effects of social media in my last video and how Gen Z is projected to lose decades of their life to it, and I'm not joking. But for this video, you just need to understand that they hijack you with this feel-good chemical that rewards you for certain things as a survival mechanism, which was developed through evolution. Now, when you scroll, eat junk, we call this high dopamine activities. They're engineered to make you addicted and to keep coming back for more. Now, when you do these things, your dopamine levels spike up from what I like to call a baseline. It spikes up so high, especially for social media scrolling, that kind of thing, that normal tasks feel terrible in comparison. Even sitting around feels uncomfortable, and it's the reason you have no motivation to exercise or work when you're addicted to junk or social media. Now, because scrolling is genuinely so horrible for you, I'd recommend cutting it out entirely, but watching things like TV or gaming with your friends is fine. You just need to time it right so it doesn't affect your work. Which brings me finally to the method that you can copy and incorporate into that plan of yours, making taking back your life so much easier. And what I'm talking about, of course, is structuring your day right. So you probably remember a time when a parent would tell you to do the hard stuff first and have fun later. Well, study now, play Minecraft later. But you never understood what was happening, what made it so much harder to control, because you lacked the understanding of dopamine. And like I said, tasks feel comparatively so much harder once you spike your dopamine. So think about what happens when you do these things early in the day. The rest of your day gets so much harder, right? So here's the method. You need to load your dopamine progressively throughout the day. Make sure that the night before you keep your phone away from you, or if you can't place an object on top of it, to remind you that you shouldn't touch it in the morning. Phone usage in the first 90 minutes of your day is one of the worst things you can do to set the rest of the day up. You also need to get out of bed immediately, right after you wake up. You don't have to do anything crazy like work out early, but just train your brain to associate the bed with only sleep so you don't waste your mornings laying there. Because, let's face it, everyone does that. Now, brush your teeth, stretch maybe, but the idea is to have a repeatable morning routine so you don't have a randomized good or bad start to your day. So brush your teeth, have breakfast, do a light stretch. Now, in the morning, get all of your logical thinking done. That's when I find my brain's the freshest, so fresh from sleep and no events have happened during the day to tire it being my brain. Now, remember, the longer you can stay away from your phone is the better. If you need to check texts, do it 90 minutes after waking up. But tell yourself out loud, I'm going to check the messages and then put my phone down. It will stop your brain from wandering into an app like Instagram by hearing it out loud. So you'll find resisting the urge to open up those apps is much easier when you don't spike your dopamine in the mornings. Using your laptop for any work-related emails or checking whatever is important is also a good idea. But remember that you'll live if you don't open up Instagram to see what Jim is doing on a random Monday morning, right? Now, you can do creative work whenever in the day. Try to do it before unwinding later, obviously, but what I like to do is carry around a pocket-sized notebook and a pen to write down some random inspirations, ideas that I get during the day, so I don't need my phone. And it makes such a huge improvement, and it doesn't let you get close to wandering onto any sort of app. Always keeping in mind the idea of dopamine loading, your day can get more dopamine-heavy activity as it progresses. And so the idea that it does not spike before the important stuff is really crucial to remember. Later in the evening before sleeping, maybe you can watch TV, hop on some game. Just given what you know about social media being engineered to hijack your brain, do you really think it's a good idea to scroll? If you must check Instagram messages, use the web app on your laptop to make it less stimulating, or better yet, use an app like Beeper to be able to text on the platforms from a completely different app without the reels or stimulation. Then do yourself a favor and before you go to bed, again, do something to make sure your phone won't get touched in the morning. Finally, and most importantly, sleep 8 or more hours. It genuinely helps so much with alertness, thinking, and most relevant to you right now, because you clicked on this video, it helps with self-control. You are so much more likely to relapse to bad habits when you're running low on sleep, and consistent bad sleep also takes years off your life, but again, that's a conversation for another time. This video gives you an outline that you can easily copy and implement into your own life, and I really hope that the Tarantino method helps you identify your purpose, get rid of the excuses, and have a solid plan. Your understanding of dopamine will help you make good choices for yourself, and I'll go into more detail in another video. If you want to help people out such as yourselves, do what you can to help promote this video, and I plan to make more videos to help out as many people as I can. Pushing some buttons help push the video out to more people, and that's what you can do to help more people see this video and help more people get control of their life again. This video talks about how phones steal decades of your life, and I'd recommend you check it out because it's quite scary and you should know about it.